The second of the 4 Ps is promotion. This aspect of the marketing mix covers the methods of communication that a marketer uses to provide information about his products. Typically, we think of this information as being persuasive in nature, with the goal of getting customers to buy your product instead of its competitors. This information can be both verbal and visual. Thus, a promotional strategy can influence consumers by appealing to either their intellect or their emotions. For example, Coke has built an incredible degree of awareness and interest in its brand via a century of effective promotional campaigns. Coke spends about $4 billion on advertising each and every year, most of this on television ads. Through 100 years of successful promotions, Coke is one of the world's most recognizable brands and the world's most popular soft drink. As an indication of its promotional success, the word Coke, there it is the second most recognized word on the planet, just after OK. Please take a look at the in-video link to get a sense of the history of Coke's advertising. If you take a close look at these ads, you'll see that Coke has historically focused more on the visual than the verbal in its attempts to build an emotional bond with its customers. The promotion part of the marketing mix has a number of key concepts, including personal selling, sales promotion, and word of mouth. In this module, we'll focus on 2 fundamental concepts, advertising and persuasion. Over the past 100 years, the most popular promotional technique has been advertising, with television advertising accounting for the largest portion of most firms' promotional budgets. Today, digital advertising exceeds traditional advertising, but not by much. However, television advertising is still a major element in many firms' advertising budgets. For example, many large firms pay over $5 million for a 30-second advertising spot during the Super Bowl. Now, most advertising is targeted towards existing and potential customers. However, advertising can also be directed to a firm's distribution channel partners, such as retailers, and also to build morale among its employees. The goal of advertising is to elicit some type of response. Now, there are different types of responses that a firm may seek. For example, a new brand may focus on developing awareness, while an established brand may focus on changing perceptions. Most ads are carefully planned and developed. Usually, a firm will hire a professional advertising agency to create an advertising campaign, and then will carefully pre-test these ads before they're shown. Once an advertising campaign is launched, a firm will usually have a professional marketing research company track the ad to assess its effectiveness and help decide when it needs to develop a new campaign. As noted earlier, the main goal of most promotional campaigns is to persuade customers to buy a firm's products instead of its competitors. Thus, marketers often think of promotion as a form of persuasion and employ a number of persuasion tactics, such as celebrity endorsements, humor, or scientific claims. The most popular theory about how persuasion works is the elaboration and likelihood model, ELM for short. This model suggests that there are 2 main routes to persuasion. First, the central route, which is more cognitive in nature, and second, the peripheral route, which is more emotional in nature. According to this theory, the central route is effective when customers have the ability and motivation to process a persuasion message, and persuasion will occur when they find that information to be newsworthy and believable. In contrast, the peripheral route is more effective when customers lack ability and motivation to process a message, and persuasion will occur when they perceive the provider of the message to be credible or attractive. These 2 ads are good examples of these 2 different persuasion routes. Regardless of which route is employed, persuasion tactics focus strongly on trying to convince customers that a product is appealing and is based on the premise that a firm needs to find the right message or message provider. Historically, most large firms have devoted most of their promotion budget to advertising, with the bulk of this expenditure focused on television ads developed by a professional advertising agency. Although a small number of customers are typically asked to provide their opinion about these ads through techniques such as copy testing or concept testing, this process is largely top-down in focus, and most ads are designed to persuade customers to buy a firm's products by first getting attention for its brand and then persuading them to make a purchase. This top-down approach is starting to break down due to the democratization of digital tools. For example, most large automobile companies have historically spent billions of dollars a year to advertise their products. In contrast, Tesla, which is a truly digital company, has built a successful automobile company without spending a single dollar on traditional advertising. Instead, it promotes its brands via social media. For example, Tesla has over 4 million Twitter followers, and Elon Musk, the CEO, has nearly 30 million. In contrast, General Motors, which was once the largest company in the world, has less than 700,000 Twitter followers. In addition to making effective use of social media, the Tesla brand, as well as its products, is widely promoted by thousands of fans via Twitter postings, YouTube videos, and other forms of user-generated content. Thus, by leveraging the power of the digital and not engaging in traditional advertising, Tesla is able to effectively tell potential customers its story without appearing like it's trying to sell them something. So this new digital environment, marketing is moving from selling products to telling stories. In this module, we'll discuss how new digital tools are changing this element of the marketing mix and redefining how we think about promotion.